Alright guys, how's it going? I'm Rob back again. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an example of play for the Dragon Ball Z card game by Score. So last time I went over what cards were, what some of their abilities, um, what when each one could be played, their titles, some rarity, things like that. So now I'm going to give you a quick sequence of play. This is actually from the Majin Buu saga. It's called the Battle Simulator. It's a if you bought a starter deck, it came with it. Used to help teach you and another player how to play the game. So that way you knew how to pick it up and you could start building your deck from there. Um, each one comes with a little mini pre-constructed deck, so that we can kind of see how the turn of play goes, and it's pretty quick and simple. There's nothing spectacular in there. It's just a quick little gameplay to see how a couple of the cards play out. So in this scenario, we get to play Goku. Fighting against Majin Buu. We're both 5 power stages above 0, which is where you start at the beginning of the game. There is a special rule for characters who are very low. As the game went on, characters became more and more powerful. Um, so if you were playing an older set character, there were some special rules to give you more power at the beginning of the game, and your opponent lower power, things like that. But in this scenario, it's not used. So there's a sequence of play. As you can tell, I'm using an old sequence of play chart here. Um, this is from World Games, and I'm using the Buu Saga um, physical attack table, which we'll probably get into. So, step one, draw 3 cards. So you get to do this during your turn. So I'm going to draw 3 cards. So I've got 3 pretty decent cards right here. They're all non-combat cards. So I've got one non-combat card called Energy Gathering. Raise your main personality to its highest power stage. Choose 2 cards in discard pile and shuffle them into your deck. I've got Earth Dragon Ball 3. It says draw 3 cards. Place the top card from your discard pile at the bottom of your life deck. And then I have Kid Trunks, which is an ally. And he has an ability, Energy Attack, doing 5 life cards of damage. If successful for the remainder of combat, you may discard the top card of your life deck instead of paying costs for any energy attack Kid Trunks perform. So, I've got those. The good thing is, when it's your turn, you get to draw 3 cards. Um, then you get to go to step 2, play non-combat cards. They are actually all considered non-combat cards. Dragon Balls are considered non-combat cards. Allies are considered non-combat cards for the effects of playing. Location battlegrounds can also be played. So I'm going to play Kid Trunks. I don't have enough room for my allies, but I'm going to play him over here. He'll be a little bright. I'm going to play my Earth Dragon Ball 3, which then allows me to draw 3 cards. So 1, 2, 3. So 3 cards here. Then I will play my Energy Gathering non-combat card. Now when an ally comes into play, he comes in 2 power stages above 0. So let's go ahead and put Trunks at 2 power stages above. 1, 2, puts him at 680,000. I'm actually just going to stick my non-combat card here. I know it's not the right zone, but for these purposes, I'll put those there since Trunks is getting very brightly shown on. Alright, so now I've got 3 new cards. Place the top discard at the bottom of your life deck. I don't have a discard right now. So I've got Goku's Power Attack, Sand Energy Deflection, and Orange Face Crush. Perfectly set up. I have a stop ability. I have an attack and an energy attack and a physical attack. Okay. All right. So right now, this is where you get to decide. This is the part where you get to power up. So let's do that next. So powering up, you raise your character by his power up rating. Goku's is 1. So I'm at 1,425,000. My next stage is 1,500,000. Goku does have an ability that allows me to when entering combat, you may remove 7 Saiyan style cards in your discard pile from the game to advance the personality level. All of your physical attacks do +1 life cards of damage. The next thing I want to talk about before we go into combat is the Z Sword. I haven't mentioned this yet. So, in order to advance your character from level 1 to level 2 to level 3 and so on, and power up, you need to gain anger. This is tracked with the Z Sword. The Z Sword, although it's be difficult for you guys to see, starts at 0 and slowly, see if I can get it covered up here, and slowly goes up to a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you reach 5, you reset the sword to 0, take your character to the next level, and power him up to full, to maximum power. And that's how you level up. Now, that also brings to another win condition, which is highest personality victory. Basically, if you get to the highest level that your character can get through anger, and before your opponent, you win. Now, there are a few exceptions to the rule. If you have a lower personality level than your opponent, then you can't win. So, say Majin Buu over there has a level 1, 2, 3, and 4 card, which means he can go up to level 4. Goku only has 1, 2, and 3. That means that I can't win by highest personality victory because I can never reach the highest personality, which is 4. This was a really good strategy. It's one of the reasons why you saw a lot of people playing characters that could go up to 5. Gohan and Goku were two of the easiest ones to get level 5 characters for. Later on, Majin Buu had some pretty good ones. Level 5 was introduced later on in the game, in the Cell games, or Cell Saga, when they released some of the level 5 characters. And most of them were ultra rare, so they were very difficult to get. So you'd run across, so sometimes you'd end up running across that painfully terrible player who had a level 5 character, and you only were playing level 4s, and you couldn't beat them by highest personality victory. The other way you can win is by Dragon Ball victory. You get all 7 Dragon Balls out. I covered the Dragon Balls before, but you have a Dragon Ball there. If I was able to get all 7 Earth Dragon Balls on my side of the field, I win as soon as I get the 7th one out. The final way that you can win, which is the most preferred for most people because it feels more Dragon Ball Z combat-ish, is your opponent's life deck or deck runs out of cards. And the effect immediately happens as soon as they run out of cards. So if I were to hit Majin Buu hard enough that when he discarded cards off the top of his deck and he ran out of cards when he still had to give rid of life cards, that means I win. So so let's finish up. Now you get to, because this is your turn, you get to draw 3, play non-combat, power up. Then you can declare combat. If you decide not to declare combat, you can skip to the rejuvenation step. If you do, you go through combat, and then you go to the discard. When either player has more than 1 card in their hand, after the combat step is over, place all but 1 card into the discard pile. Both players discard even if combat was skipped. So if I were to skip combat, I would have to discard down to 1, put these in my discard pile, and then I would get to skip to rejuvenation phase, which then allows you to take the top card of your discard pile and place it at the bottom of your life deck. Like so. Go underneath there. And I would have to do that whether I declare combat or not. The main difference is here, you only get to draw these 3 cards on your turn. So at this point in time, my opponent would only have 1 card in their hand while I have 3. So if I declare combat, they'll get to draw 3 cards as well. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to leave these cards down here, and I'm going to say I'm going to declare combat. So Majin Buu draws 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. So you can tell, small decks. I have a feeling I know where this is going to go. So this is Majin Buu's hand. Stop a physical attack, energy attack. Okay. So since I declared combat, I will get to go first. So what I will do is I'm going to play an energy attack, Goku's power attack. If the personality performing this attack has Saiyan in the title, um, this if the personality performing the attack has Saiyan in the title, this attack does an additional +4 life cards of damage and is a focused attack. Now, Goku's name doesn't have Saiyan in it. It just says Goku. There are some characters that might say, Goku the Saiyan, just like our Krillin has Krillin the Friend. Different titles for different names, but they are considered the same character when building characters. And I'll do that when I do a building a deck video. So, as I said before, energy attacks always cost 2 power stages unless otherwise specified. So, 1, 2, you use up some of that power to throw out a big energy attack. Also, energy attacks always do 4 life cards unless otherwise stated as well. So, Majin Buu has the chance to block if he wants to, which he will need to do, otherwise he'll probably lose. So, he goes through his cards. Energy attack. Nope. Physical attack. Nope, can't stop it. Or stops a physical attack. Discard one of your opponent's allies in play, lower your opponent's anger by 1. So, Majin Buu unfortunately does not have anything in his hand to stop an energy attack. I then check his card. He doesn't have anything, from what I can tell. Let's see, physical +3, power. So he doesn't get to. So now he takes 4 life cards of damage. Energy attack does 4 life cards of damage unless otherwise specified. So he discards 1 into his discard pile, and then goes back to try and discard a card. And unfortunately, he doesn't have anything left. That's puts him down to 0, so he loses. So that's a basic run through. Now I'm going to flip back. We're going to rewind a bit. We're going to say that instead of doing an energy attack for power up Goku back up 2, we're going to do a physical attack. I want to show you guys what it's like to throw a physical attack. So, physical attack, doing 5 power stages of damage. Raise your anger 1 level. If successful, look at your opponent's hand and choose a card. The chosen card is set aside and cannot be used as combat. At the end of combat, place the card that was set aside into your opponent's hand. So from here, Majin Buu can decide, well, does he want to do that? As you know, it's going to do 5 power stages of damage, and Goku, all his physical attacks do +1 life card. So, he's going to play this stop a physical attack, discard one of your opponent's allies in play. So, he's going to discard Kid Trunks. Put the energy gathering back up there. So, Trunks goes into discard pile. And lower your opponent's anger 1. So, he raised his anger by 1 and then lowered it because of the ability. And then this card goes in discard pile. The opponent's card goes in discard pile. Alright. So now it is Majin Buu's turn. So what he'll do is he will do a energy attack. This is so it costs 2. So 1, 2. Energy attack doing 6 life cards of damage. If stopped, your opponent skips his next attacker attacks phase. Now the attacker attacks phase, which you probably don't know much about yet, is the phases we're taking right now. So you have combat, which is a turn, and then you take phases. Attacker attacks phase, and then if I attack, the defender has a defender defends phase, and then it goes back to the next person who takes attacker's attack phase. So basically, it goes back to Goku. Now, if both players skip in turn, so say Goku goes and says, well, I can't attack, so I'm going to skip my turn, my phase, and Majin Buu goes and says, well, I'm going to skip my phase because I have nothing better to do, combat ends. So This also states a certain number. It's an energy attack doing 6 life cards of damage. I already paid the 2 power stages because nothing's specified. And so Goku now has to try and stop that. Goku does. Stop an energy attack. Raise your anger 1 level. So he goes up to anger level 1. So now I have to go to my attacker's attacks phase. So this card has stated your opponent skips. So it comes back to Goku. Goku has to skip, so I will skip my attacker's attack phase. Majin Buu will now go, and he will play a physical attack, doing +3 power stages damage. If successful, gain 3 power stages. So now we get to go into the physical attack table, because Goku does not have a way to block that. So what this does is when you throw a physical attack and it says doing +3 power stages damage, you compare power stages. Each set came with different sets of power stages. This is the Buu Saga. And what you do is you take the attacker's attack value, go to the defender's defense value. I'm sorry for the in and out. And then it tells you how many stages that the base damage is. So Goku is sitting at 1,500,000. Majin Buu is sitting at 2,845,000. So if I can get it going here. There you go. So Majin Buu is attacking at 2,845,000. So he is in an E. And I'll look for Goku and find out what he's at. Goku's at 1,500,000. That's considered a D. So an E to a D is 2. So now 2 power stages. Then I get to add 3 more power stages. So this physical attack will do 5 power stages of damage. Goku can't block, so he takes 5 power stages. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Puts him 1 above. Almost feels like they designed this as if you were to use an ally if you wanted to. So from here, things are starting to look a little grim for Goku. I will go ahead and use, during my attacker's attack phase, because I already passed on the last one, he attacked and I took damage and I couldn't defend. On my attacker attacks phase, I'm going to go ahead and use my non-combat card. Raise your main personality to its highest power stage. So I'll take Goku all the way up to the top. Choose 2 cards in your discard pile and shuffle them into your life deck. I want to get Kid Trunks back. And I really want some defense, so I'm going to bring that defense back. And shuffle them into my life deck. Okay. So now my attacker attacks phase is over. It is now Buu's turn. Buu actually can use the power on his personality. We'll just use it simply. It just says physical attack doing +3 power stages of damage. And then he has the second part states, if you did not declare Tokuiwaza, you may use this power as a second time this combat. No one's declared Tokuiwaza because no one has a mastery card. That's the statement that you have a mastery. So he's going to go ahead and use that. Physical attack doing +3 power stages of damage. Now Goku is back up to 1,800,000 while Buu is still at 300 at the 2,800,000. Goku still stayed in D, so D and E. So Goku's going to take 2. So he's going to take 5 power stages of damage. So ouch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now it's Goku's turn. We're going to finish this with an energy attack. It's going to cost Goku 2. 1, 2. And that would wipe him out. Now, I'm going to hold off and I'm going to say Goku decided to pass. And I want to show you how life cards are done with a physical attack. So he's going to do another physical attack on his turn, because Goku's going to pass his attacker's attack phase. and hope Buu will be done. Goku is now down to 1,400,000. He's still in the D to an E. So 2, that totals to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It takes him down to 0. Now being at 0 hurts, because if you look, 0 is an A. So if Buu were to hit again, he would be doing 5 power stages of damage instead of the only 2 he was while Goku was fully powered up. Now, when you are at 0, if you have no more power stages to take, you take that in life cards. So if Buu were to hit me again with another physical attack, doing 1 or 2 power stages of damage, I would then take life cards instead. Fortunately enough, Buu hit me really hard. I can now no longer perform my energy attack because I made the mistake of not doing anything. So now I must pass, and then Buu passes, and combat's over. Now, the fortunate thing is, it's going to go to Buu. We have to discard down to 1. I only have 1 card in my hand. He had none. Buu's going to go. He's going to try and draw 3 cards to start learning what he's going to do, and then realize I'm out of cards. In this scenario also, Buu loses. If you go to pull cards for your drawing, you lose as well. So now Buu has lost the game. Alright guys, so as you can see, there's a lot to the game. There's several cards that are in there. There's a couple we didn't get to see, like I stated before, the Tokuiwaza, the Mastery card, which could give you new abilities. You have a few other things, but this really pulls a lot of the basics down. You didn't get to see Goku go to level 2 and see him go any higher. As you can see, Goku Super Saiyan. That would have triggered Goku's power attack, which says Saiyan. So there's different scenarios that even this little small deck could have gone through. And then I could have used a different physical attack table. The World Games is different. So, like, for example, this one, Buu would have been in a G, while Goku would have possibly been in an E or an F. Could have taken a little more damage based on the attack table. Or we could have done Fusion. Well, a lot of sets came with their own little inserts that gave you the new physical attack tables as the game came out. Which one you decide to use is up to you and your friends or whoever you're playing against. I know in some tournaments they stick to one in specific, usually the Fusion one, because it's the last one that came out. But if you want to be thematic, you can even start with saying, okay, we'll only have Saiyan, or we'll only have this specific cards, things like that. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. That was a quick run through on the game and how to play it. My next, hopefully on another video, I'm going to give you guys some information on deck size, some other small rule clarifications, so you guys can have a good idea of some of the rules that may pop up from time to time, and any other little tidbits I might want to try and give you, so you can be prepared to play a full game of Dragon Ball Z Score. If you guys liked it, give me a thumbs up, and hope to talk to you guys soon. Thanks.